Most people unconsciously walk around in survival mode. They're unconsciously stuck in states of fight, flight, and freeze. In this video, I'm going to be helping you to get yourself out of survival mode. What does fight, flight, freeze even consist of? What does that even look like as a state? That looks like persistent anxiety and worry. That looks like hypervigilance, like you're just kind of always looking for threats. It looks like emotional numbness. You're not very connected to yourself. You feel kind of disassociated. Your body's always tense, like your gut's tense, your shoulders are raised. You just kind of feel tight, right? And all this tension is there, mainly just due to fear. You can have difficulty sleeping and also just a bunch of avoidance behaviors like various coping mechanisms for basically unprocessed underlying pain and fear and just repressed emotions. And your decision making is just like lower quality. Like when you're unconsciously stuck in fight, flight, freeze, your decision making is just not at its peak. It is just not. So how do we get out of survival mode, right? That's what this video is about. Before I tell you how to do it, I need to teach you a little bit about brain waves, just a little bit. So our typical waking experience is dominated by certain brain waves that we call beta waves. Beta waves are associated with active thinking and problem solving. They're associated with completing tasks and just being able to focus on them, right? It's really good for just getting stuff done. They play a role in decision making. They also contribute to the fight or flight response. Just aids in survival instincts. And elevated beta activity leads to stress, anxiety, feelings of overwhelm. It also leads to restlessness, agitation. So beta waves are not bad, right? Like beta waves aren't bad. The thing is when we're just habitually stuck in beta waves, we cannot make any meaningful changes to ourselves. We're stuck looking outwards and just kind of stuck in survival mode. We're not actually at a level of consciousness where we can go into our subconscious and really begin to rewire it and move ourselves out of survival mode. And now I'm going to be telling you a little bit about how to get out of survival mode. So through the practice of meditation, we basically begin to switch from our sympathetic nervous system to our parasympathetic nervous system. So what does that even mean in just regular everyday terms? This means that you will change your physiology from being in emergency protection mode. Basically, you're unconsciously stuck in like this everything's gonna go wrong state, right? We're gonna switch from that to this internal protection system that's basically designed for growth and repair. And basically, as your body relaxes for like the first time in its life, your brain waves, right? We're going back to brain waves now, will begin to switch to alpha brain waves. And these brain waves are a little bit slower and they come with a bunch of different characteristics, right? They're related to a bunch of different things. Alpha waves are like the door to the subconscious. Basically, our state of consciousness is changing and we're just being able to make some powerful changes to the mechanics of our own psyche. Beta waves usually occur during awake yet relaxed states. So you can think of like a light meditative state as being a very good example of alpha brainwaves. Also, before falling asleep at night when you're just kind of relaxed and might have some alertness left in you. Waking up in the morning as well, basically we go through like the whole range of brainwaves. We go from basically waking up, we go from delta, theta, alpha to beta. Falling asleep, we go from beta, alpha, theta, delta. But enough of that stuff. That's too much for this video. Alpha brainwaves enhance creativity, your ability to visualize, and just like mental imagery. They also play a major role in reducing stress and anxiety. Increased alpha basically improves your ability to learn and also memorize information, but too much alpha can lead to like a lack of focus and maybe a bit too much daydreaming. So it's not that beta brainwaves are bad and alpha is good. It's just that if we're habitually stuck in beta, we cannot actually reflect on ourselves because what we're doing in beta is we're looking to the external environment, making meanings out of things, making connections. Basically, we're just trying to survive and we're stuck in unconscious states of fight, flight, freeze, anxiety, worry, stress. And we actually have to have a conscious way to switch from that into states that are more healthy for us, right? So that we're not stuck in states like that. We're not stuck in high levels of beta. which is incredibly unhealthy for people. So if done properly, meditation actually shifts your brainwave patterns to patterns that are more coherent and orderly, right? Basically what this means is that meditation will produce states that feel good. Meditation creates coherent and synchronized states of mind. I bet that sounds kind of good. If you enjoy feeling good, it probably sounds pretty good. Basically, when we're in survival, we're focusing on our body and what it needs, our environment and what we can do with it in order to get ourselves what we need, and how much time we have to actually do that. When we begin to transcend survival, what we're doing is we're taking our attention away from these kinds of things. Right? We're not hyper concerned about what we can do with the environment and like what I need. We're not needy and desperate and clingy and anxious, and like time we can kind of just let go and being the present and flow with life. So we swap from egoic, basically survival consciousness, to beginning to transcend the ego. Basically no body, no environment, no time. We're just in creation. We're just present in the world. Right? That sounds pretty good, I hope. And basically you now begin to feel connected to existence itself, like mundane, regular objects, to people, animals, plants, nature, to like the whole cosmos. You feel like just more just connected to it. You feel whole, you feel balanced. You basically experience healthier, more elevated states of mind and emotions. You actually just trust in the universe. You feel more grateful, you feel more joy. And your thoughts begin to shift. They go from narrow-minded, obsessive, over-focused, basically just survival thinking, to holistic, open, relaxed, present, creative, orderly, and simple, right? I don't mean simple as in like dumb. I mean like things are just like flowing properly. There's just like a, oh, this is just like how it should be kind of feeling to it, right? And there's basically 2 other forms of brainwaves that I haven't talked about. Really, there's like 3, but the next 2 are theta and delta, which go deeper into the subconscious mind. But I'm not going to talk about that here. I'm actually going to have a video coming out in the future that talks about how brainwaves shape your reality. But for now, this is enough. Basically, you have to understand that like your nervous system's on high alert, you're in beta brainwaves, and you need some kind of way to like get out of this stuff. It's unconscious, basically unconscious patterns that are dictating your life, and you have to move to sort of parasympathetic nervous system, basically getting out of fight, flight, freeze, regulating your nervous system. You have to move to like alpha waves. You actually have to make your unconscious conscious. And through this kind of stuff, right, you actually begin to alleviate yourself of a lot of unnecessary stress and perceptions that come from the sense of not enough and just pure survival mode. And meditation is the best way to really begin going about doing that. There's a lot of other ways, but meditation is particularly powerful. Reading a bunch of different perspectives is really powerful. Taking good care of your health so that you can function properly is also really important. I have a video called You Are Universal Consciousness where I go even more in depth about survival mode and really what that means. But that's it for this video. I'm offering one-to-one coaching. You can book a free call, link in the description. Take it easy.